Okay, another little video for you tonight, and this is on a lens I've had sat in my bedroom for many years, and I've never used it. It was part of a Practica kit. It was attached. I've done some photographs and I attached it to my Sony A7s. You can see here the M42 to NEX attachment. So that's the lens, and then this part is the actual adapter. So this will give you. So it's a f4 5.6. So at the wide, at the 28mm, it is f4, and at the zoom it's f5.6. So you can see it's a 28 to 200mm lens. Right, I just wanted to test it and see what sort of photographs I could get from it, and I was a little bit surprised. I was expecting not to be able to even get a focus shot, to be honest with you, but I was actually moderately surprised at how good they come up. So I'm just going to go through a few of them just so you can see at various different focal lengths. Now, I'm no super tester. I know I don't do all the stuff that they do about looking at this and looking at that. This is just literally taking some shots this afternoon on my daily walk. Okay, this was about 80mm. You can see it's quite clear and quite sharp. I've had to do a lot of post-processing. It comes out, they come up with a bit of a cast, and I had to try and get that removed, and I've increased the saturation slightly. Now when you zoom in, you can actually see that it's actually quite grainy, and that's because I was running at such a high ISO. Even for my Alpha 7S, it was really high, but you can still see the detail of the actual plants, which is really good. I was really surprised. I was expecting to only get out of focus photographs. Now about 80% of them was out of focus, and I was using a focus assist on the Sony to get so I could get it as best I could. You can imagine trying to put this on an old Practica camera and then having a look at the shots or trying to take a shot with it. They're just impossible, and even with the focus assist on the Sony, it was really difficult. So okay, now this looks really quite nice and sharp because you can actually see some detail here. So if I zoom in, you can still see there's quite a bit of detail even at this focal length. But again, I was literally doing this handheld, and the lenses are so heavy for what they are. I think I was running about 1,000th of a second, because that's, you know, the way I know I wouldn't get camera shake with it, unlike modern lenses that have stabilization in. But you can actually see the colors are quite vibrant, and also the actual details quite good. So let's come back. And again, this is a wide shot of the same scene. You actually see that kind of like that kind of milkiness over the top of this one. I haven't done much to this one. I've not really done any editing at all. I did a little bit of sharpening, but you can see it just looks slightly milky. And this was at 20. This is about 28mm. I think it was when I was quite close to these. But again, when you zoom in and go close to that flower there, you can see it's really quite sharp and quite detailed. Even though, as I say, this is a really poor lens. Okay, so let's go to and this one I'll show you one that was just out of focus, and I think I was at full 200mm on this, and I was probably about f8 f11, but you can zoom in, you can see the swans are completely out of focus. But it does actually, if you get it right and get the focusing just on, it's absolutely fantastic for what it is, really. So let's go to another one. Okay, this one again was set at full 200mm, probably about f11. I can't remember because it doesn't actually tell you. You have to on the actual Sony on the camera, it doesn't give you an f-stop number because it's not talking to the lens. So, but this one, as I say, when you zoom in, it's actually not. It's not too bad. You know, the colours are quite right, the whites are okay, you know, the bricks are okay. Again, it's soft, but what do you expect? Okay, so I did actually find that it worked best around 35mm. So this shot was taken at 35, and if I zoom in, you can actually see, that's really quite zoomed in a lot, but you can see all the detail still in these leaves here. So it's actually not too bad at 35mm. And we'll go to the last one. And this one isn't a very good shot. It's quite soft, but If I zoom it in, you'll see it's actually quite soft. But what I did was I had a bit of a play around with this, and I done another couple of versions of it. And this is through DxO Film Pack when I've changed the type of film, and it actually looks quite nice. This actually looks quite nice like this. And then I've done a black and white version of it, which is quite, I mean, really, really dark. And I can't remember which film it was. Oh, it was FP4. That was it. So this is the equivalent of what FP4 should have taken back in the day with this particular lens. It's actually not that bad when you look at it. It's actually quite gritty with the real deep blacks under the arches and the different variations of the light as well, and the bricks is here. Anyway, that's just another little video from me. I'm not the best at presenting, but I just like to show you what I've been doing. Thanks. Bye.